All right, let's talk about something. What are we dealing with here? It's called this world pandemic they're trying to push, and it's called the Zika virus. And what have I learned so far? I've learned that it's transferred via mosquitoes, and those mosquitoes or a genetically modified organism called 0x513A, the Franken mosquito. And what is the point of the mosquito? It's to kill its offspring, and then it's caused a 90% reduction in the mosquito population. But is that worth it to have killed so many mosquitoes and their natural purpose in the world? And what repercussions are there? Is this new pandemic as a result of this modification of the mosquito's genes? Seems likely to me. And also used in the Florida Keys in 2012 over protest to combat an outbreak over the flavivirus dengue fever. So, Zika virus. It's really much like other hoaxes. What causes the susceptibility to people's unrest internally cellularly over these pandemics? Any expression? Like, if we understand the disease, the unity of disease, that means that the human body is reacting to toxins and poisons, and the germs and bacteria are reacting as a cleanup crew. The flies don't make the compost. These things come to the compost because the compost is there. And they all play, like I say, their harmonic, symbiotic role within nature to, digest that living matter back into soil, basically, and then reheat a cycle of energy. So, Zika virus, suspect of the U.S. government's making, or Monsanto, or the U.S. government's financing of these genetically modified engineering corporations. What else can I read here about this Zika virus? Pandemic versus a epidemic. The difference. An epidemic, infectious disease, is a community-wide outbreak of an illness that is not always present in an area. Ebola are examples. An epidemic, infectious disease, is one that is normally found in a certain area. Malaria is epidemic in many tropical countries. A pandemic occurs when an infectious disease crosses various borders and runs rampant through a large region or even a whole world. The Spanish flu of 1918 is a classic example. Zika has had outbreaks in Africa, Asia, and now South America. Cases have been reported in Denmark and Sweden as well. So how do you do if you want to avoid and not have susceptibility to these epidemics and pandemics? You eat whole, fresh, ripe food, and that gives your body the best optimal chances to stay clean, stay healthy. People who eat cooked food and people who do carnism, the chances of them providing the conditions where these things can run rampant is high. That's all I'm going to say. Zika virus, another push in the myth of contagion. The contagion cannot and could not exist without the conditions provided. The myth of contagion. Watch that video if you want. And, oh yeah, as far as war is contagious and pandemic and epidemic kind of a analogy, I just put Bitter Lake on, so what? See how long that goes there for and how good that does, because it was 3 parts on Daily Motion, but now having it on YouTube, oh yeah, remember, first club, first rule is the same as the second rule.